We made it back to the shop. Nothing broke, which is good. We did have to go to a second Home Depot location because the first one didn't have the screws we needed. This fan build is really interesting. I like the days where we have a lot of, you can visually see what you've accomplished, but just as important or more importantly are the days where there's no visual progress, but
like when George and I are hours brainstorming how we're going to make this drawer system work, and she's a get it done person, so it's a good balance because she's like the taskmaster and making lists and setting deadlines and weekly goals, and so that's a huge help. But
yeah,
for her to actually like, you don't like that part. We're just
no, but I've learned to embrace that process because that is more important than just, if you just do it, there's going to be mistakes. So you have to have all this thoughtful consideration about every move you're making.
Yeah, this isn't like a pre-built home plan where you just, here's the project, here's the equipment list, and here's exactly everything that's done. We're kind of working around things and getting all these components to fit right. And
yeah, so not every day is just like boom, 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 boom. Look at what we've done. It's really a lot of conversation and thinking and measuring and measuring and measuring again. If
you needed your roof done, she'd be like, on the roof, done.
No, but I'm learning to, I'm appreciating those days where we're actually, because I realize how important they are. It's not my nature to enjoy that kind of
it's a good
labor, but yeah, no, it couldn't have been working out better.
We are the best team in everything. The van life, the van build.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to chores, like certain types of cooking I do, and then she cleans up, and certain type of cooking she likes to do, and I clean up.
But it's not, there's never a discussion about it.
No,
things just happen organically, and it always just works out, and everybody pitches in, and that's how we've always been.
Yeah, and it's working well with the van build this way.
Yeah.
So, what's my job next, Mom? Let's cut that out.
I wouldn't go that far. This week, I think we are going, George is cutting out the other panels for the garage, the 1/4-inch Luan. So we'll sand and we'll polyurethane those. And then we're going to be working on the slides. Now that's a very tedious process, I think, to really get the measurements dialed in. And
well, we have to put all the bed and the bed supports in to do it, because that's the key component to get the size perfectly so the bike and everything fits. But then we have to take a lot of that back out again because we have to put all the electrical components and stuff in there. And
so the bridges might be locked down this week, and the slides. Hopefully the slides will be going in. So.
Oh, and our fridge is here Friday.
Ooh, yeah, fridge is coming in a few days. Hopefully not damaged because it's coming from Canada, Vancouver, actually. So it's traveling a long way, but I'm really excited about that. We can actually plug it in the shop and start using it.
Dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to work. Let's sit here and just brainstorm like you all day. We got to get some stuff done.
Let's unload the van.
So here is the first slide for the bicycle tray. So these are 4-foot slides. We're going to have one on each side of probably an 8-inch tray. And that 8-inch tray, because of our tolerances and gaps that we've worked with in here, this 8-inch tray is going to glide 1/8 of an inch above the...
We'll use this paper as the shim.
Yeah.
Right, basically.
We'll bolt it to the floor, and we'll take the paper out.
That's how close we are. It's true. And the brackets we're using to hold the bike tray, we're making our own brackets.
Okay.
Bring that this way, because we're mounting into that.
Here we go.
Yeah, this is an access hole in the slide.
Oh, I see.
So we can mount the slide to the 80/20. Now, we were using some of the pre-existing holes in the slide. And see, there's pre-existing holes every once in a while. Very hard gauge steel. So we got one to line up with our 80/20, but the other one didn't line up. But that's not a problem for 80/20. We just loosen that whole end and scoshed it down slightly, and now that
and then it
fits
lined
as
up.
well. If this were plywood, I know I'm beating that horse again. If this were plywood, you wouldn't be able to
It'd
do
be a
that.
done deal, yeah.
You would just keep adding 2x4s to it.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be a big giant pile of 2x4s.
Yeah, the 80/20 is it's dynamic until you're ready to drive away.
Okay, you guys, the garage is coming along really nicely. It's such a tedious process, but we were getting some slides in. We're making progress. George has been working at a fever pitch. But one thing we've mentioned, you have to think 10 steps ahead. And one of those things is we cannot lock any of this in until we get the garage walls installed. So Dave and I are going to be working on that now. We're adding a little bit of insulation, additional insulation to the Thinsulate on the back of those panels that George cut and we sanded and polyurethaned. So we're going to be working on that now while George is still locking down the drawer slides. So before we can move forward with much of that, we've got to get these walls in. So that's our project.
Now, once your finished board goes on,
Yeah.
then I'm going to have a piece of plywood about this big, and we'll finish that in some fashion. That gets tagged into this, and that's where we clip all our wires and whatever breakers and things that we need.
So we're really working away on those slides.
Working away.
It's very, very tedious. I think I mentioned that before. Oh, here we go, girl. So this morning we got up, we went to the gym. We're back at the shop now, but we always check in with George in the morning before we go. And something so exciting happened this morning when we were chatting with him in the shop.
Oh yeah.
We got something came via freight, and it was like, well, check it out. We're quite excited.
She's really excited.
Our fridge came, yay!
6 packs of soda.
We've been waiting on that fridge, I don't know, 6-8 weeks, something crazy. So I'm glad it came. Glad it came in one piece. We can actually take the exact measurements we need. Everything is built separately but together. Like the garage and bed area is separate but attached to the fridge area. Separate but attached to the galley area. So in order to get everything dialed in, we kind of have to have everything here, right?
Yeah, the garage is I knew it was going to be complicated, but you don't know until you get the drawer slides where the holes are going to be and how you're going to mount everything. And Got 2 bike slides, 2 big door slides.
Should we go in and check in there and see what kind of work he has for us today?
I reckon. What do you think, Pistol? She always likes to go in.
Yes. George has the good treats. Yeah. All right, let's go. So I missed the magic of George screwing in these Luan panels, but he used 1-inch self-tapping screws and just screwed it right through the metal on the other side. Now you saw that we insulated it further with that pink foam insulation. That is that a 1/4 inch? Each panel is a 1/4 inch, and we added
so
2 extra panels.
The thick thin slate, and then we put there wasn't enough room for more thin slate or even 1-inch foam
Yeah, because you want that
insulation.
air gap, right?
So I put a piece of the 1/4 inch inside the panel, and then there's a 1/4 inch piece on that's glued to this panel. So that's an extra 1/2 inch of insulation.
Yeah.
And then now we're doing the wheel wells. We made these a while back. This is really great for sound deadening.
So this is a heavy mass vinyl.
Yeah, yeah.
It was difficult to cut around the wheel well, but I think we did a
So basically
solid job.
we're gonna hot glue this to the wheel well.
Which sounds crazy.
And a little bird told us that a little hint. Put the hot glue on here.
Put it on this surface first because what was it again?
Because the cold metal,
It'll pull the heat out of the glue, so it won't stick. So you want to glue this side first and then flop it on.
put that on, and then we made these fancy little thin slate covers that are under the bridge.
And then the bridge will be locked
goes on top of
down.
that.
Working on the slides, but we've paused for a minute and we are now up on the bed support and bed. This is going under our mattress.
So this plywood, this bed has to extend into this corner area of the van so that they could get a full 60-inch queen.
Yeah.
Queen. And we're leaving 2 inches for blanket wrap. There are no van builders that do that. 2 inches for quilting. So this is a stand-in piece. This little piece represents my Luan panel that will be in here. And we needed to leave a gap for that, a space for it. So if you look at this, see that? You've got half the pencil line still on the material.
Alex would be proud.
Alex would be proud. I'd like to stop here and wait for him.
What's funny is it worked that way on both sides.
So this one, same thing, right in.
So now what happens?
So we have these 2 pieces overlapping, and now that we've got them where they're going to go, we're going to mark this line, cut this piece. We have a bed frame.
Is it perfect?
Like a glove.
Oh my goodness.
You impress yourself sometimes,
really
don't
do.
you, George?
I really do.
Now the next step, and you're gonna go home, but you're gonna leave us with a project, and that's going to entail,
Drilling ventilation holes.
yeah.
Very important.
So we need airflow,
Yes.
And it reduces weight.
and it reduces
This is
weight. Dave cut 106 holes in our bed support. Not only did he cut 106 holes, he then routered them each side, then sanded them, then we painted them with polyurethane.
Come check it out.
Ta-da! This is a ta-da moment,
Ta-da!
I think.
Possibly the prettiest, well thought out, well designed bed support ever made.
It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. Some could say I just throw a sheet of plywood on and drill some holes. I don't know.
This does feel like overkill, but
It just wouldn't fit this van if we
It
did
would.
it that way.
It wouldn't.
I know George would not let this roll out of the Humble Road shop with just a sheet of plywood and a bunch of holes punched in it. So plus I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. I routed at the top and the bottom, the sides, so when you make the bed, it's nice and smooth. Nice coat of poly. Several coats of poly.
yeah.
So did you ever see that movie The Holes?
I think it's just called Holes.
It's Holes, yeah. It was
Shia LaBeouf. and-
yeah, I think Susan was it anyway. Kids digging a bunch of holes. I kind of kept thinking about that movie yesterday. Drilling holes.
106 holes.
Land. But there it is. It's a thing of beauty. We got. We're gonna start. Did we order the 80/20 for the cabinets?
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, it's here. So
It's here.
we're gonna start working. Well, mostly George on the upper cabinets that go above the foot of the bed.
Yep.
There'll be none at the head of the bed. This is where we will be able to sit up.
Yep.
And then there'll be a wall here which separates the bedroom from the galley, and they start working on the galley. George has been really doing some cool stuff with the drawer slides for the garage under here.
Yep, they're coming in. I mean, it's such a
Sneak
tedious...
peek.
Whoop. They're almost complete.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. Looking forward. We actually are going to be calling to make an appointment to have 2 windows installed, so that'll be coming up as well. Then we'll be working on getting the panels ready for the bedroom. I don't know, there's just lots of stuff. Just endless stuff, actually.
Pretty endless, but this garage has been a complicated system. You've heard of 3-dimensional. This is about 19-dimensional. So many things have to fit for all the different drawer slides, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Exactly.
I guess we'll
See you on the flip side.
we're going to see you on the flip side. There, yeah.